and teachings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and a little bit about Srila Gadadhar Pandit. So this is a very beautiful song, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So we'll sing this song. Udilo aruna pura bhabage Dvijamani gaura amani jage Udilo aruna pura bhabage Dvijamani gaura amani jage Bhakta samoha loya sathe Gela nagara vraje तथाई भजलो खोर घन घन ताहे झाजेरारो प्रेमे दल दल सोनारा अंगा चरणे नु पुरा बाजे मुकुंदा माधव यादव हरि बोले ना बोलो रे वदन भोरे मिछे निदाबाशे गेलो रे राते दिवस शरीर साजे एमना दुर्लभ मानव देहो पैया की करो भावना के हो एबे न भजिलो यशोद सुता चरमे पौरी बेलाचे उदिला आरुना पूरब भागे द्विजमनि गौरमनि जागे उदित तपन होइले अस्त दिन गेलो बोली होई व्यस्त तब के नो एबे अलस होय ना भजा हृदय राजे जीवन अनित्य जन हसा ताहे नाना विध विपद भार नामश्रया कोरे जाता ने तुम्हें थकहा अपन काजे Odelo aruna puraba bhage Dvijamani gaura amani jage Jivera kalyana sadhana kam Jagate asiye madhuranam Avidyati mera tapana rupe Hriday gagane viraje Krishna nama sudha koriya pan Jurava bhakati vinoda pran Nama bina kichhu nahi ko aro 14 भुवन माझे Nama bina kichu nahi ko aro 14 भुवन माझे Odelo aruna pura bhabage Dvijamani gaura amani jage Bhakta samuha loya sathe Gela nagara braje Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Subhadramai, Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ के श्रील प्रभुपाद की ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रहे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीनिति नामिने श्रीवार्षभानुदेवी दयिताय कृपाब्धये विष्णुदायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमाध्या श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदा श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमुत्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्धा अपसिद्धान्तद्वान्तहारिणे। नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बरसाम्भोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगावराय ते। गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं नित्यस्त सज्जनप्रिय वैष्णवसार्वभौम श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरत्विसे नमः। पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी जयतां सुरतोपङ्गोर्ममन्दमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदां भोजौ राधामदनमोहनौ दिव्यादुरन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमड श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थौ Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Deva Prasthalive Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasarasarambhe Vamsi Vartadastita Krishan Venusvanar Gopir Gopinada Shriyestunaha Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is called 7th Goswami. We know 6 Goswamis, Sri Rupa Raghunatha, Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami and Gopala Bhatta Goswami. So these are the 6 Goswamis. They are the direct, most of them are the direct disciples of Lord Chaitanya who got instructions by Lord Chaitanya. What are the instructions by Lord Chaitanya to the Goswamis? Excavate the pastime places of Lord Krishna. Then Gaudiya Siddhanta by writing books. Built temples. So these are some instructions which the 6 Goswamis received from Lord Chaitanya. And if we see the life of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he had done almost the same. He had given a tremendous contribution to the Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, especially the modern preaching of Lord Chaitanya's philosophy in the modern world is started by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Worldwide preaching. And that too in the English language. So he has written hundreds of books and he has written hundreds of songs. Almost in our ISKCON, our daily aratis, most of them are written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Every day morning we sing Jai Radha Madhav, Prabhupada's favorite song. So that is written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. In the afternoon 12 o'clock there is Bhoga Arati. That is also written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Gaur Arati evening. It is also written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So in that way, if you see many songs which we sing daily, regular songs, Vaishnava songs are written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And in fact, I heard from one senior devotee that, as you know, in ISKCON there are 4 levels of certifications. There is Bhakti Shastri. What are the books in Bhakti Shastri? Ishopanishad, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion and Bhagavad Gita. After Bhakti Shastri, what you can do? Bhakti Vaibhav. What are the courses of Bhakti Vaibhav? 6 cantos of the first 6 cantos of the Bhagavatam. And after Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta. So what are the courses for Bhakti Vedanta? The remaining cantos. And after Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvam. What are the courses? I have not done so. I heard that the course for Bhakti Sarvabhauma is the songs of Vaishnava Acharyas. That Bhaktivinoda Thakur songs are the, you can say, very important. Sharanagati. So if you read in Sharanagati, he kept himself in a very humble position as a conditioned soul. If you see any songs, Gopinath song or any song, if you see, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has kept himself in a very humble position, like a conditioned soul who is just stuck in the material world. So in fact, he is just representing all of us, taking that position. We also should feel like that, feel humbleness, feel a prayer mood, a shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. So that's the glory of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. In fact, I am not qualified to completely glorify such a great Vaishnava. So whatever I could hear, I could assimilate some knowledge, I can deliver you. That's what I can do. There is a book also, 7th Goswami, you can read that book. And there are many other books where you can read about Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur appeared on this planet in the year 1838. And right from childhood, he was a very unique child in the sense that right from childhood he was having these devotional qualities. In the childhood only he wrote a bhajan. At the age of 2 or 3 years, he wrote a bhajan on the glorification of the Lord, glorifying the Lord. He wrote a Vaishnava bhajan. And at the age of 5 or 6 years, he learned Gita, Bhagavatam, all the shlokas he has learned. And at the age of some 9 years or so, he has learned astrology. At the age of at very young age, he has learned all these devotional books, and he was exhibiting those devotional symptoms. And it is said that there was no copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. When he was young, there was no copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita available. Very rarely he could obtain a copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita, very rarely. So before that, he has seen all these Hindus who are going to temples, praying, Kali temple, Shiva temple, Durga temple. They're praying for only the material benefits. So in that way, he was not very happy with the Hindu system that was going on. Rather, he appreciated Christianity, because in Christianity they would teach a selfless love towards God. One should develop love for God, and should accept himself as a son of God, accept God as a father, love him. So which seemed to be very selfless devotion. So he appreciated that. But once he got the Chaitanya Charitamrita, then the whole understanding of what exactly is love of God is completely, he got a higher understanding, and he started appreciating and following the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, because it not only it says love of God, it also says who is God, who are we, and as a Vaishnava what qualities we need to develop. As a Vaishnava, we serve in a very humble way without any expectation. So these are much higher teachings. So he liked that, and he started following that, the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So he served in different capacities. If you see the life of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, a duty and a devotion completely balanced. On one side, he was doing his duty. He was working as a headmaster for some different schools in Bengal, Orissa. Then later on, he was appointed as the judge of a magistrate judge, district court judge, one of the top courts of the district. He was appointed as a judge. And it is said that he would solve the cases in just span of time. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So people generally they would take any judge, he would take at the max 10 to 12 cases per day. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because of his expertise, he would solve 40 to 45 cases in a day. And the method that he would follow was, he would not call the people to hear all their stories. He would say, you write, whatever is the case, you write. And he would read the case, and he would understand what are the loopholes in that, and he would give a judgment. He would just ask 1-2 questions only. So in that way, he would solve 40 to 45 cases every day. And in that way, he became very famous even in the British government. And once upon a time, there was one Jadugar whose name was Vishwaksena. So he was claiming himself to be a Supreme Lord. And he was also saying that I will chase away Britishers from this country. So Britishers were very fearful. They were afraid of this person. Then they came to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, said, please, look after him. He is saying like this. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because there's an order from the British, so he took that order, and he went to this person and started preaching him, you are not God. God is supreme. You come to Jagannath Puri, take darshan, take prasadam. God is there in Jagannath Puri as Lord Jagannath. He said, no, I am Lord Jagannath. Everyone should come to me, surrender to me. He is saying, I am Mahavishnu. And there is Brahma here, there is Shiva here, you see. So like that he was claiming. Then finally, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has to use police force to arrest him and put him in jail. But because he was doing this malpractice, so then what happened is Bhaktivinoda Thakur and his family were greatly suffered with some fever, heavy fever. His daughter suffered very heavy fever, and even Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself suffered very heavy fever. But because there is an order from the British that he has to stop this person, so he never took a back step. And someone told that the power of the sadhu, the black magic person, is in the hair. So then he was made to cut off the hair, and then he lost his power, and then Bhaktivinoda Thakur and all the family members came back to their normal health condition. Once upon a time, in one village, there was a ghost who would influence. People would come to the ghost and they would pray, and the ghost would influence that particular judge, give judgment according to the interest of that customers who would come to the ghost. So then this issue came to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he started reading Bhagavatam. That ghost was on the tree. He started reading Bhagavatam, reciting Bhagavatam, and the ghost left that place. We also see in the life of Srila Prabhupada that once he was in that old home, palace, there was a ghost, and Prabhupada would go and chant, and that ghost would go away. Pure devotees, they chant, ghost goes away. It may be if we chant, ghost may come to us. So our chanting is something different. So he wrote hundreds of books, and it is very exemplary, the life of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, especially as a grahastha, that how on one side he is doing his practical duties as far as his livelihood, and on the other side he is maintaining his family and devotionally, and at the same time he is giving so much time for his own devotional activities. He would write every day. He would write songs, all the songs that we are reading, that we are singing. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written all those songs, sacrificed his sleep, and the night he was writing all these songs. In fact, I would also like to read his scheduled timetable, what all timetable he would follow. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur followed a very nice style of preaching. He would call all the allied people of Calcutta, Bengal, Orissa. He would call them to his home. He would serve them nice prasadam, and he would preach Krishna conscious philosophy. And the same thing Srila Prabhupada also followed. The influences of the society, like police, judge, commissioners, politicians, Prabhupada would really love to meet them, to give them Krishna conscious philosophy, which Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was following that. In 1881, he started one journal called Sajjanatoshani. This was mainly to spread the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, the Vaishnava philosophy. Because what happened was, at that time, Lord Chaitanya came, he preached, Shat Goswamis, other Goswamis came, they started, preaching, they started as, practicing, making temples, writing books, etc. So after that, what happened? Those who became devotees practicing this bhajan, they became very secluded from the modern society, because they thought that this modern, they're all karmis. It is very contaminating to be with them. So they would keep themselves very separated. They would live in the forest, they would live in jungles, away from the cities. They would do their bhajan. So in that way, the Babaji's culture had come up. But then what happened in the due course of time, within this Babaji community, there were many pseudo Babajis had come up, and because that philosophy what Lord Chaitanya has given, that got watered down, and many Apasampradayas had sprouted up. At the time of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, there were 13 Apasampradayas. They were doing all their own crazy things, whatever would come into their mind, they would just do. The mental speculation, they would follow, they would do all those things. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and in fact, in that time when all these upper sampradayas were growing and it was happening, at that time, I heard this in one lecture by one senior devotee. He was saying that in Bengal, because of all these things, the Vaishnava, the word Vaishnava has become so low class, in terms that if someone is not useful, they would say, the parents would say, go and become Vaishnava. Go and become Vaishnava. It became so low class because of all these people, bad things. That word has become so low class. And they would curse, go and become Vaishnava. You are useless. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted to bring a transformation, a revolution in the society, that Vaishnava is not like this. It's a very exalted position, is a great servant of the Lord. And he wanted to change the mindset of the educated class of people, that Vaishnava is something very great position. So therefore, he started this articles, Sajjanatoshni, journals. He started writing books to preach the Vaishnava philosophy, doctrines. In fact, in 1896, as you all know, he released a book called Life and Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, in fact, which he had sent to the Canada McGill University, which Srila Prabhupada disciples found later on. And that's the same year which Srila Prabhupada also born. That is a prophecy. In fact, there were 3 prophecies which Bhaktivinoda Thakur had given. That one great personality would come and he would take these teachings all over the world. He was prophesying about Srila Prabhupada. Second thing, he said that an Adbhut Mandir would come in Mayapur. He was sitting in his own house in Swananda Sukadeva Kunj, Godruma Dvipa, and he would visualize that Maha Adbhut Mandir coming up. And the third thing was, a day will come when all my brothers and sisters of America, Europe, Russia, China, Japan, they would all come, they would join their hands and they would say, Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari. And we can see all these 3 things happen. Of course, Adbhut Mandir is happening and it will soon come. So he wanted to change the mindset of the people, that a Vaishnava means a very great person, it's a very great position. And he started preaching to the elite people of the society. He started writing journals, letters, etc. Another nice contribution of Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a book called Krishna Samhita, wherein he describes about the 21 demons which Lord Krishna killed in Vrindavan. Because whenever Lord does something, there is some paramartha. There is artha, which is direct meaning, and paramartha, which is something inner meaning, which acharyas reveal that. So when the Lord killed these 21 demons, the paramartha meaning, the inside meaning of Lord killing these demons is actually the killing of different demoniac tendencies in the heart. That Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur had described that. He also wrote a book called Amrita Bhindu. It is a translation of Chaitanya Upanishad into Bengali and also in English. And he came to Swananda Sukadeva Kunj, and as I said that he wanted to preach this Krishna conscious philosophy far and wide to the elite class of people and to the mass of the people. He wrote a book called Gotrama Kalpatavi. So in this book, he explains about how we should outreach and make devotees. In fact, His Holiness Jayapataka Goswami Maharaj, he took this book as the base and he made this manual of Bhakti Vriksha. So at the time of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, there used to be 2500 Namahattas, preaching centers, 2500 Namahattas. And all these Namahattas, once in a week, they should report to him. There was a reporting system was there. And he would designate the volunteers of this Namahatta as sweepers and washermen. Someone asked, why are you giving this word as sweepers and washermen? I said, yes, Vaishnavas are like that. Because washerman washes clothes and removes the dirt. Similarly, Vaishnavas, by preaching, they wash the heart of the conditioned souls from the anarthas. And sweepers, what does a sweeper do? He just collects the useless things and throws away. Similarly, Vaishnavas, they would reject the useless things of karma, jnana, yoga. All these things are useless. It will not give you the final ultimate destination, ultimate goal of life to develop love of God. You cannot develop. That's a pure devotional service is Anya bhilashita shunyam jnana karma adi anavritam anukulyena krishna anushilanam bhaktiruttamam. It's free from karma, jnana and yoga. So in this way, he started very extensive preaching of Lord Chaitanya's philosophy far and wide in Bengal. In fact, now in Bengal everyone knows about this Hare Krishna, Lord Chaitanya. For this, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's contribution is tremendous. So there were many guidelines given by him, and few things he says about how many of his bhajans you can see how one should surrender to the holy name, get attached to the holy name. So he wrote a song on Chant Anyway. It's a song on Chant Anyway. So there are 5 things he writes in that. If you are meandering, he wrote 5 things, he mentions 5 things. If your mind is wandering around the universe, chant Hare Krishna. If your mind is wandering in the past or the future, what will happen, what happened or what will happen, just chant Hare Krishna. If you are not able to concentrate on your job, chant Hare Krishna. If you don't have taste for the holy name, chant Hare Krishna. If you have lusty desires, also you chant Hare Krishna. So even in sleep, one should chant the holy name of the Lord. While sleep, in sleep, after sleep, one should chant the holy names of the Lord. In that way, one can realize that this Nama, Krishna Nama, is not different from Lord Krishna. And there were some teachings how he gave, especially to Grahasthas, how one should live as a Grahasthas. He says that, of course it is applicable to any devotee also. He says that one should avoid non-devotees. And what is the principle? How can we avoid the association of non-devotees? Okay, when those who are living in temple, it's very nice. You're always in temple. But some people, they may be, working outside or maybe having less devotee association. So how can one avoid non-devotee association? So the formula that you have to follow is, he says that Vaishnavas are smart, intelligent, therefore they never affectionately hear from non-devotees. And he gives the example of a businessman. How a businessman, how he deals with customer. When a customer comes, he doesn't say, hi, how are you, how is your family? He doesn't do all these things. What is it? Okay, what do you want? You want this? Okay, give money, you take. That's it. It is just that little interaction, that's it. So one should deal with non-devotees as much, that much only. Just like a businessman deals with a customer. Then he says that even though, second point is, even though a non-devotee may be very intelligent, still a Vaishnava should not reveal his mind to a non-devotee. A Vaishnava should reveal his mind only to a devotee, whom he trusts. Third thing he says, one should take association of devotees. And he says, what is the association of devotees? Association of devotees means discussion of the spiritual topics, Krishna Katha. That's the first thing, spiritual discussion. Second thing is, when there is a spiritual discussion, second thing that happens is knowledge transmission. Okay, you exchange, when you hear, you get some knowledge, some divine knowledge you get to hear. So with that, what happens is transformation of the heart. So this is what actually is association. Prabhupada says, even an ant is sitting, a housefly is sitting on the chair or on the body. Does it mean association? No, it does not mean association. Association means hearing. Then he says that how a husband and wife should live. He says that in general, a person should never live alone. Either he should live as a renunciate in the group of renunciants, association of renunciants, or else he should live with a wife, or a wife with a husband. So one should never live alone. And then second, he says that one should not hanker for material enjoyment. One should live in a very simple lifestyle with a high thinking. Third thing is nourish the family members with Krishna consciousness, engage them in the Lord's service. Then he speaks about education. How he says that we should educate only Krishna conscious education. We should never educate the material education. Prabhupada says that material education is like a slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse, in the slaughterhouse, the animals are killed. So similarly, in the modern materialistic education, the consciousness of the children are cut off. And he says the Jadera Vidya, Mayera Vaibhav. Jada Vidya, material education, is the Vaibhav, it is expansion, glories of Maya Devi. So one should never go for material education. Sixth, he says that how to serve guests. One should serve the guests, one should serve the superiors. That's the principle of a Vaishnava, as a Vaishnava Seva. In fact, he would say one should invite guests into their homes, serve them nicely. And he also says that one should invite only limited. One should not invite so many people, so many Vaishnava, because if you invite few people, you can concentrate on their interests and serve them at their whatever they like, you can serve them nicely. So if you invite so many people, then you may not cater to the needs of so many guests. Then in that what happens is offenses. They will feel dissatisfied. So invite only those whom you can cater to their needs. And then seventh thing, he says that we should live with renunciation in the heart. That is the most important thing. Not renunciation externally, but renunciation internally. He gives 5 principles where he says that my austere vows for constant devotion unto the lotus feet of Lord Hari. How can I keep my constant devotion unto the lotus feet of Lord Hari? By following 5 vows of austerity. And what are the 5 vows? He says that He says that practice great humility in dealings with everyone. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's the teachings, Trinadapi Sunechena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. So practice humility with dealings with everyone. Second thing, simplicity and purity in all the daily activities. Just like whether we are eating simple food and pure food, only offer the food to the Lord, take it as prasadam. Clothing, simple living and pure clothes. So in that way, for activities, daily activity, whether it is eating, sleeping, talking, going, working, if the activities are simple and pure, then that keeps us very much spiritual ourselves to be connected to the Lord. This is one of the austere vows that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur would follow. The third thing, he says that maintain extreme tolerance, whether favorable conditions or unfavorable conditions. Unfavorable conditions, certainly we have to be tolerant, but it says favorable also because when something good happens to us, something very nice thing happens to us, then we become very, very hype. The mind goes hype. So one should control that also. He says that. Sthita prajna. The fourth thing, he says, one should give all respects to everyone, not just humans, but even to animals, ants, mosquitoes, any creature, one should give respect to them. And then fifth thing he says, in general, a genuine compassion we should have to all the living entities, that they are servants of, that they are parts and parcels of the Lord, and whatever way we can just connect them to the Supreme Lord. So these are some these are some 5 austere vows that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur followed to keep himself always connected to the lotus feet of Lord Hare. I would just like to read the timetable that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was following. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. he would sleep just for 2 hours. 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. he would write songs, Vaishnava bhajans. 4 a.m. to 4:30 he would take half an hour rest. 4:30 to 7 he would chant his japa. 7 to 7:30 correspondence, meeting people. 7:30 to 9:30 he would study scriptures. 9:30 to 10 he would take bath, take prasadam, and the prasadam is half liter milk, fruits and 2 chapatis. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. duties in the court. 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. again refresh at home. 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. again duties in the court. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. translate Sanskrit books into Bengali. 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. again taking bath, taking prasadam, milk, rice and 2 chapatis. So in that way, 3 hours for sleep, 8.5 hours for writing, 4.5 hours for japa and study, and 6 hours for work. So this is a very exemplary work. Acharyas means one who sets an example by following himself. He sets an example, that's an acharya. So in that way, he lived a very exemplary life. As I said, he was a pioneer in starting this preaching of Krishna consciousness in English language. After that, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had come, and then Srila Prabhupada took much far and wide into the world. And in 1914, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur left his body on the same day of where disappearance day of Sri Gadadhar Pandit also. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki. So little bit about Sri Gadadhar Pandit. So Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakhyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So this Gadadhar Pandit, as you can see in the photo of Panchatattva, is standing on the left side of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself, who appeared in the mood of, he has taken the mood of Radharani and he is crying for Krishna. It is said that then if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already taken the mood of Radharani, then why Gadadhar Pandit, who is Radharani's manifestation, so why Radharani has to appear again as Gadadhar Pandit? So it is said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always in ecstasy and he is always searching for Krishna in the mood of Radharani. So to assist Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gadadhar Pandit has appeared. Radharani has appeared in the mood, in the form of Gadadhar Pandit to assist Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his devotion. So Gadadhar Pandit, right from childhood, is little elder to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and right from childhood they were very good friends, playing each other, joking each other in the same place in Mayapur. And once upon a time, Gadadhar Pandit, his friend Mukundatta, in Navadvip there was a visit by Pundarika Vidyanidhi. And Mukundatta said that Pundarik Vidyanidhi is a great Vaishnava, we should go and take his blessings. And Gadadhar Pandit also came, Mukundatta took him. And when both of them went to the home of Pundarik Vidyanidhi, they saw him in a very lavish way. He was wearing very costly clothes, he was sitting on the jhulan and enjoying like a first class enjoyer, material enjoyer, he was enjoying like that. And he got very disturbed. How can a Vaishnava be like this? Vaishnavas are so simple, they are always very devotional. He was very disturbed. So Mukundatta understood that and Gadadhar Pandit got disturbed. So then, to prove Pundarik Vidyanidhi's devotion, Mukundatta has chanted few verses from Bhagavatam, especially that was Aho Bakiyam Sthanakala Kutam, where Krishna sucks the breast of Putana and sucks the life and then awards the position of mother in the spiritual world. So when he chanted this shloka from Bhagavatam, Pundarik Vidyanidhi heard this and fell down and started rolling in ecstasy. He went into spiritual ecstasy. Then by seeing this, Gadadhar Pandit understood that, oh, he is a very great Vaishnava. I committed offense by misunderstanding him. Then he surrenders to Pundarik Vidyanidhi and takes Diksha from Pundarik. So Gadadhar Pandit is a disciple of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And in the Krishna Leela, Pundarik Vidyanidhi is none other than Vrishabhanu, King Vrishabhanu. And Gadadhar Pandit as Radharani only. So Radharani, she is the daughter of Vrishabhanu. As we say, Vrishabhanu Devi. Varshabhanavi Devi. So there were many pastimes of Gadadhar Pandit. Even if you see some Gaudiya mats, they worship this deity, two deities, Gaura Gadadhar. Gaura Gadadhar, they worship this. So they are inseparable. And in the final stage of Gadadhar Pandit, he took Kshetra Sannyas. On the order of Lord Chaitanya, he has taken Kshetra Sannyas in Puri. Lord Chaitanya said that you go and stay in this Tota Gopinath temple and you just serve this deity. So, Tota means garden. In Odisha language, Tota means garden. In Telugu also, Tota means garden. So, in that garden, the deity was there, Tota Gopinath, and he would take care of the deity. And one very interesting pastime, and because on the order of Lord Chaitanya, he was only staying there, he was not going anywhere, just serving the deity. He became so old, just like pujaris, when they dress, they would sit on their knees. They should sit on their knees and do dressing. So he became so old, he could not sit on the knees. And he could not reach to the Lord. And Lord is standing tall. And Krishna, Tota Gopinath deity, Krishna, he reciprocated with Gadadhar Pandit. The standing deity came down sitting. Even if you go to the temple, the deity is sitting, not standing. So that's how Lord reciprocates with the devotees. So finally, after hearing the news of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he left. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left this world. So Gadadhar Pandit also became in so much separation. He was crying for many months, and then finally, on this day of dark moon day, today is Amavasya day. So on this same day, in 1535 AD, in the year of 1535 AD, he also left his body. Gadadhar Pandit also disappeared from this world in Jagannath Puri. Shri Gadadhar Pandit ki. So today we pray to these two great personalities, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, especially as our Acharya, and Shri Gadadhar Pandit, to kindly bless us, to keep us always in devotee association, in pure Krishna consciousness, always guide us in serving the mission of Srila Prabhupada, and please the Acharyas, and make our life successful. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? Someone like to add something? You can add something.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada used to always mention that if His Holiness, His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if he wanted, he could alone preach the whole Krishna consciousness movement around the world. But he wanted me to take the credit. So that is why he allowed me to do that. He was so efficient that he could alone preach the Krishna consciousness movement around the three worlds. And I heard that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he preached, a lot of sannyasis and brahmacharis joined. Initially, especially from Bengal and Odisha. It is said that the Namatas of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, those grihasthas, many of their children were those brahmacharis and sannyasis who joined Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So that was something very
Connecting.
special. So two things I had in mind. One was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he mentions modern education as Jada Vidya. But Bhakti Siddhanta was very educated. So that I always had a question. Why so? But then that was answered when Prabhupada, whom Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted to take the credit, he established, because ISKCON, India was going through a dominated era of the British rule. So that time, my realization is like this, that there was no facilities for grihasthas to not send to their children to school. And Prabhupada, he established ISKCON and he made it more strong. Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said Jada Vidya, Prabhupada said slaughterhouse. More strong. And he wanted grihasthas to come forward, establish gurukulas, education, so that children should not go out. So Prabhupada really took that mission of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and created the facilities which Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually spoke strongly, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, handed over to Srila Prabhupada. Take the mission. So that's our fortune, we are part of this mission. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki, Sri Gadadhar Pandit ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So there will be Pushpanjali will be there in the afternoon at 12:20. So all of you please assemble. Hare Krishna.